about a week since I built my Amphibia, and it's been about a week since my fake Homega Seamaster Planet Ocean arrived. I thought we'd have a bit of a look to see how I'm getting on with them. See you in the down view. So let's start off with the Planet Ocean Homega fake. Now, after taking the bit of plastic off of there, I've discovered that that is not mineral, and there is a very slight AR coating, but not very much, which gives it like its thing. The loom on the battens, on numerals, right, the markers, indices, whatever you want to call it, it does work. If you give me a second, you'll be able to get a glimpse of it. You can see it's slightly phosphorescent. It's not as quick as the hands. The hands are like very, very bright. I guess the hands have got super lumen over on it, which is kind of like the successor to tritium powered. Yeah, that's a bit better, isn't it? Look at that. And what lets this down, and I'll say this, is this horrid bracelet. It just is so horrible. It's got a nice clean Omega-ish movement in there, and this, since I let it run down the first time and then I wound it up again, this hasn't stopped. It's taken a very good. What I do is every so often I just get a good little wind on the twirl, and away we go. This cost, what's it, 26 quid with bonuses from the AliExpress or something like that. The dial itself, because I've had this up against a real one, like one of the people that come visit here always got a real one, and they were a bit miffed that this is actually looking quite good. What's wrong is the indices on a real Planet Ocean. They're squared, they're not pointy. The hands are pretty close, the dial work is pretty close, the bezel is pretty close, that is in the right position, and the crown is pretty close, right, but it's got nothing attached to it. The bracelet, despite it being really horrible, is pretty close, if you know what I mean. But it's, all in all, for like the money I paid for it, like, I'm actually quite enjoying it, and it does look like, good enough. And those of you spent all your thousands of pounds on your real Omegas, I can see why you're probably understandably miffed. But I mean, for £400 I could get a 1-to-1 clone, which is basically that the parts that are inside it are supposed to be interchangeable, like the Rolex 1-to-1 clones. They're interchangeable with the real thing. And yeah, I can understand why people will get miffed, but I can't afford £3-4 grand. I mean, one of these Planet Oceans is like retail value £117,000. I can't afford that. Not in this lifetime. So there you go. I mean, it is what it is. It's an Omega themed homage. Quite nice looking watch. I couldn't turn around and say, oh yeah, I want £3 grand for this because it's a real one, because that's not going to be happening anytime soon. But I'm not Del Boy, out of Only Fools and Horses. If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's good enough for me. It doesn't mean it has to be a duck. But if it's a fake duck, I'm quite happy with that. So let's have that one off. And here we have my Amphibia. Now it's just gaining. I've been dialing it in over the week, and it's been gaining a little bit, just a touch. I've just got to pull the little retard advance mark thingy back, but I've fixed the bezel, bezel now like rotates as it should, like, but it's firm but not like stuck. I've polished it as well. I've got it on this leather NATO, and this loom on this is unbelievable. It's absolutely astonishing loom on it. It's the hands stay glowing far longer than the Homega one. You know, and what I'm going to do is I've got some of my luminous paint, and what I'm going to do is in these little markers here I've got some orange to red, and I'm going to just fill those little gaps, little dots there that go all the way round, like with some luminous orange to red. That will just give it, like, you know, at night it'll just give it a little glow. But look at that, you know. And there's something else as well that's really weird. This has got quite a pleasant tick, because the 090, these what they call 090 cases, are you know, they're quite cavernous in there. Like, it's got a very pleasant tick to this. It's a happy watch now. It wasn't a happy watch when the day after, but it's settled in, and it's a happy watch now, and I'm quite pleased with that. Especially as I've now, you know, like just tweaked the balance, advanced the retarding. I think he looks absolutely amazing on this NATO, which is where it's going to stay, you know. And the harder I push it, I mean, look at that. And that is how it would have been worn by the Russian service people who would have needed a proper diver's watch. So, and these 090 Tonos, these were the original divers' watches in Russia. They're called Tonos because the strap ends are covered by like a kind of a roof. Right, hence the word Tono roof. Look at that, it's still glowing, that bloody blue. You know, it is what it is. You know, it's a stupid, crappy phone that's refusing to focus, but I mean, there we go. So you can build your own watch, and I am working on a 710 ministry case idea now. Like, you know, but you know, people say now do a scuba doo. I don't like scuba doos. You know, I just think they look a bit. I mean, even by Soviet standards, they just look bloody cheesy. Anyway, there's another quick thing about this. This thing runs virtually silently. I actually at one point thought that this in here had a quartz, and I was very, very concerned about that, but no, there is a working hairspring and all the rest of it. Like, it is just incredibly quiet. You can have it up against either side, you know, like, you know, on your ear, like, you just can't hear it. It is so quiet. And I thought to myself, there's something wrong with this. This must be one of these like fake quartz things, like, you know, where they've got a quartz, little tiny quartz lozenge underneath for, like, you know, like a fake automatic works. But no, it is an automatic, and I've just never had a mechanical watch so quiet. So that's another plus for that. I'm decided that my next one is going to be Obliger, it's called. It's a sterile Obliger. It's what's it? Superluminova orange features, ceramic bezel, automatic, and everything else. So we'll take it to the up view and we'll take it from there. So to button this up, like I've just trimmed the strap and the amphibia. I need to just get that little bit there. Like, you know, you are supposed to be able to fold it over, but it was just too short. I just can't take it off. It's just brilliant. And, like, you know, I've just dialed it finally in, and it seems to be holding good tight now. So there you go. I built that. I've actually, like, scratched into the case back, you know, the date I built it. but I'm buying a anchor case back from Marinone, and like, that will be, you know, that will be the crowning glory, like. And I mean, it's got the thick shaft winder on it. I mean, it's a pleasure to wind. It's like oiled machinery. It's so pleasant. All my amphibias are like that. As for this, do I regret buying this? No, I don't. I like the look of it. It's a very, very macho, manly, sort of adventurous. I mean, it's a 007 homage. You know, it's a James Bond homage watch, but instead of it being, some of them are like quartzes, like, you know, or they've got like a different name on it, like, you know, it's just gone that bit further. It's I'm trying to find, you know, I don't have a diamond test done, like, I don't see a need for one really, but I would suspect that if that's not sapphire, that's hardlex, like, you know, that's a Seiko quality glass. It's very, very, very nice, and there's like a prism to it, which suggests to me that there's a very slight AR coating on the inside. Not much, not like the Jaragar, like, or some of the posh watches out there, like, you know, Jaragar's not a posh watch, but it does, you know. And you'll notice as well is that the bezel lines up properly, and, you know, it's nice and it's flush inside. Like, I got my Military Royale out, which gave me my NATO strap bag. Like, you know, you can see why I think they're the same. Like, you know, but the Military Royale's got crown guards, the Homega does not, and like the Military Royale has, like, you know, there's other things, but, you know, it doesn't have to display back on it, whereas this one does. Let's just see if I can see if we can get that weight out of the way, and you might be able to see the balance actually working. It is there, like, you know, it's just very, very difficult to see. It's just above my fingertip. But this is silent, you know. This one's got quite a tick to it. This one's got a nice chimey sort of tick. It's very pleasant. Vostok ticks are actually quite musical. You know, there's a tink to them. There's this one, you can't hear it. It's upside down. You know, you just can't hear it. Have I got it upside down? And I mean, the loom's good. I can't complain about that, you know. I mean, at first it wasn't like responding to light at all, but once it got a good accretion, and it seems that the loom accretion is slow on the thing, on the markers, as opposed to the hands. The hands are very, very, it accretes light all the time, and that's why they seem to like glow. The hands on this accrete all the time and glow quicker than the dots. And the loom pip, of course, the loom pip works. There's that glows. So all I've got to do really with this to make me happy is I'm going to either get a Jubilee bracelet for this, or 007 black and orange NATO, you know, or even, you know, like a leather NATO. It is the same size lugs as this. And I wouldn't be surprised if the case for this was made in the same factory as the case for this. I would not be surprised. But I want to put like a proper bracelet on that as well. Like, you know, I'm getting quite a collection. I've got about 20 working automatic watches. I'm very pleased with that. So I'm going to button it up there, like, you know. I mean, I'm a bit in the doom and the gloom, like, you know. My uncle come down yesterday. Shana cooked absolutely amazing roast lamb dinner. I mean, it was like the meat was oiled and herbed and marinated, and, you know, and everything else. Rosemary and herb potatoes, like tender Brussels sprouts, Brussels sprout, what do you call it? Like, you know, that shoots. Oh, I can't remember what they're like, sprout ends or something like that, and green beans and a red wine, like, you know, delightful gravy. It just flowed beautifully, and the meat was just divine. It really was. You know, she really pulled out, you know. And with that, we had the glass of Shana's homemade wine, which was just the right wine. Since it's been in the cupboard, it's matured beautifully. So she's going to make some more of that. And I'm hoping she's going to make quite a bit more than that, because it's a nice wine. I'll do a white as well as a red, you know, so we can have some white with some fish or something, you know. But it's something she made with her own hands, you know, and she done it so well, and it worked first time, because usually the first time you do wines and beers and that, it doesn't work, it goes wrong, like something gets in there. But no, she done it absolutely right, so I'm very pleased with that. So, you know, this will be you know, a shout out. I haven't got much coming. I'm still waiting for my slaver tank, still waiting for my cases and everything else. You know, what I am going to be buying, instead of buying any more Russian stuff right at this moment, I want this Bliger. It's like, you know, if you look it up, Bliger, right? I want it's like it's like that in a lot of ways, except it's got a ceramic bezel with lume orange markings. It's got lume orange markings on the dial and cathedral hands. No, not cathedral hands. I don't know what you'd call them. Like, you know, like filigree hands. Like, you know, very similar to like some of the other Homega ones, and like full automatic, wind down crown. You know, screw down crown, fully waterproof up to like, you know, 300 meters, and it's got like, instead of like the name, the one I want, it has got no name up there, but it's just got underneath it in luminous orange, it's got the traditional British government broad arrow, which is like that, you know. And I think that, you know, that is just, you know, that's it, that's what I want. And it comes on an orange and black NATO, which would look very good on that. And I reckon that Bliger would look very good on a very good funk, like a leather sort of NATO like this, or maybe, you know, like a bracelet, like a Jubilee or something. I mean, I've got so many bracelets, they're all 18 mil, otherwise I would have put this on that, but 18 mils, this is a 22, I think, 24. Right, so it's no good. I need a 24mm bracelet. Right, there's a bit of a catch up for everybody. I hope this all finds you well, enjoying the weather and not avoiding the arseholes out there in the pubs and clubs and all that, you know. I mean, what a nightmare, you know. I was actually thinking, like, you know, I've been out doing some pottering on the Reliant today, because, like, you know, I found mushrooms growing in the rear passenger footwells. Right, so I've given that a bit of a spruce, right, and I've also put some tools away in there, like, you know, so if I break down, right, you know, it's not going to be an issue. And you know, I must get it up on the ramp. I must get that, what's it, A-frame stone chips. I must get the headlamp out and changed, and find out what's wrong with the indicator and the headlamp line, and then, like, you know, and then get the back end up, and then do the thingy for the, what you call it. I've also got a new flexible hose. It looks like a hose with a spring built into it. I've got a new one of those I'm going to change, because the one on mine is beginning to crack. I did try to find one in silicon blue, but they don't make, and that's why I've not gone with the silicon blue. I was going to do all my hoses silicon blue. Unfortunately, they don't do that particular one. In flexible, because he needs it, because the the radiator's mounted on the body, and the flexible hose connects to the engine. The engine goes up and down with the suspension, and of course it doesn't go up and down with the body, so you do get a little bit of a weeble wobble, like, you know, on that particular joint, and that's why they break. Right, I'll leave it with you, like, you know, I'm going to hook up my DaVinci Resolve and get some editing done. I'll catch you in the next one. Toodle Pipski.